Hello, welcome to Games Gone By episode. I don't know what episode it is. This is going to be a new intro for the beginning ones because we never actually made this an intro. If you listen to it, this is just a segment from Blue Rupees. Now he's just gone. I'm Adrian. The one that you see there is Redman. You got David here. No, that's Gore. This is our book club that we do on our podcast, Blue Rupees. We post this about once a month. We're going through our backlog and reposting episodes. It's too late for this right now. We're posting this up as standalone episodes right now, and because we never actually recorded an intro, people are gonna see how happy you are in this intro, and then see you're just like.
That's from Bad Lieutenant. That's the one where he says no panties.
Right. This is our video game book club podcast, though. We're gonna put this at the beginning of the first couple episodes. I don't know how many times you might see it. You might see it 1, 2, maybe 3. I don't know how many times actually. We'll see.
Probably 4.
Or 4 or 5, and you're gonna just see that little giggling Gus over there having a good time.
Pictures.
Yeah, you can follow us at Games Gone By, brp@bluerupees.com. You can email us. And honestly, at this point, if you email us about any sort of impressions you have on any game that we played, we love to read them. Just kind of get impressions from the back catalog. Because we do, especially for different seasons, we will go back and look back at the games that we did play.
Hell yeah.
There. Good way to send it off. We love everyone. Enjoy.
Fuck you. There you go.
Bungie.
Yeah, Bungie. What the fuck? Why are you making cum skittle jokes?
Welcome to
Really?
Games Gone By.
Where we have cum skittle jokes.
Yeah. We have jokes.
You guys would know that if you were in the stream chat, twitch.tv/depunk whenever we record these. Shoutouts to me.
Hell yeah.
This is our Games Gone By for Detroit Become Human. It's our final game of Season 1 of Games Gone By. We did it.
We're done.
We're done. We're done.
Final game.
We
We just got called back from the executives at the CW.
They're
We're
canceled, yeah.
Yeah, they're canceled.
But not in the bad way. We're just like our show's canceled.
No, in both ways.
Yeah,
David's definitely canceled.
yeah.
Or any games you keep playing.
So, yeah,
I did some good shit lately. Fuck you.
this is our
Pain
final.
I'm like you.
I'm like, me? Fuck you. You didn't like
Fuck
it because
you.
he didn't like this. Alright, what we talk about so we can roast this asshole.
All right, this is our final game. So next week will be our retrospective episode. We go back. Next week will be our final episode of Season 1.
Yeah, we can look back at all the games David hates that everybody loves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, man.
That's what I was going to segue into. Is now we're going to go back. We're gonna go back. We're gonna have some fun trivia, like in terms of like what everyone thought of everything. Like we'll have some fun little facts for everything. But that'll be our final episode of Season 1 before we start Season 2 later that month with PT on October 15th. October 29th is Silent Hill. Originally it was where do I have this at? Originally it was November 26th, Fable 2, but Gore's gonna call it Audible and swap his game in a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
December-
So, real quick question.
Well, let me finish this. December 24th is Grim
Okay, yeah,
Fandango. Now you may continue.
So, question. PT and Silent Hill, how much combined total gameplay is that? Just to double check some numbers.
Like
80 hours.
Like an 11 or 12 hour thing.
Well,
Okay, so combined they're 11 or 12?
Sorry, good.
So combined they're 11 or 12?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Silent Hill 2 is not that long.
And PT
Yeah,
shouldn't
okay.
take you that, especially
I'd say a couple hours because it's fucking.
No,
but
I'm
it's not
thinking
gonna
because, like,
be
that-
for David because he's got that Unreal version, remember? So it's not gonna have all that.
Yeah, then fuck you. Probably 10 hours. Then.
No, the main reason why I was curious because we were talking about this before the podcast proper. I'm still trying to figure my last game for my potential schedule, and I was thinking that maybe trying to squeeze in some smaller ones could be kind of neat. But trying to get an idea of that. All right, continue.
So
See ya, bye. David's leaving.
so I do have a question before we get to Gore's Audible here.
Stop saying Audible.
Audible.com.
You're not even a fucking football fan. Shut up.
Gore's know what football is.
It's that one where they kick the basketball into the net, right?
I have
Yeah.
so I have
I
actually
know it.
I have actually planned Season 2 games gone by. So I have my January, my April, my July pick.
I have my next one.
What's up, TTV Rocket? So I was gonna ask, I can swap this around. I'm gonna ask how you guys want it. January right now is an 8-hour game. April right now is a 62.5-hour game.
What?
You'll find out why. Do you guys want? Do you guys want that 62.5-hour game for January? Listen, hold on.
January, let's go.
Hold on.
62.5-hour game in the month that the Nier game comes out. Are you fucking?
But it's because December, because everyone has some time off to play some stuff, and we have like more free time, especially like with me and David. Probably have some more time to do that. You'll find out why. You're not going to be upset about it. I can promise you that.
I will be. I'll make sure.
Do you want?
January,
Do you
let's
want?
go.
Gore, do you want that for January, or do you want it for April?
I want it for January.
For January? Okay.
If we have more time in January, and also there's at least one big game coming out in April.
Okay.
What are games coming out in April? January besides Hitman. That's like it.
Nothing.
That's what I'm saying. So I can swap right now. I have the 8-hour game in January, but I can swap those. It's not a problem.
Yeah,
I
let's
think
swap
that
it.
makes sense for
Okay,
April.
so I will announce mine right after Gore announces his replacement for November.
Okay. All right. So I have 2 games, and I'm gonna just like I did with July's pick, which was Shadow Colossus or Tales of Vesperia. Nobody wanted to play Tales of Vesperia. I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to describe both of these games very vaguely, and I'm going to ask them which one do they want.
One's
And then we'll show
Hellblade, so
you.
which one's Hellblade?
Neither are Hellblade. So
That's surprising, actually.
all right, yeah, it's probably you can't fucking predict me. All right, so. All right. So one of them is an action adventure game, and it's a great game I love. The other one is an adventure game, kind of like one of those point and click kind of games. It's another game I love. Both of them are older. What are you looking up? What the fuck?
I forgot to change the title for the stream.
I thought you were looking up.
No.
Action-adventure.
So when you say one is an adventure game, do you mean like Tomb Raider?
like a
Uncharted adventure?
point and click adventure kind of game where you have to.
Wait, one's in a point and click, but you said both are adventure games.
No. One's an action adventure game.
One's an
The first
action
one. The first one is an action adventure game. That I don't know how to describe it. Is based on a story, a classic story.
So once, and you're replaying these, right?
Huh?
Are you replaying
These are
these?
both replays.
Okay,
yes.
so one's The Wolf Among Us. Which one's the other one?
Okay, one is Wolf Among Us.
I want the shorter one. Whatever one's a shorter one, honestly.
They're both the same length, I'd say.
Okay, and then describe the other one that wasn't The Wolf Among Us.
The other one is an action adventure game.
Okay.
It's based on a classic story. It's like not a video game story. It's a classic story, like an older one.
Is it like a Prince of Persia?
No, it's not.
See, I would think that. I thought that was Wolf Among Us.
Yeah. Oh, you thought the action adventure game? No,
No, I got that mixed up. All I heard was based on a story.
Yeah. Action adventure game. I don't. That's
No, don't.
stupid fucking hit. All right, so the action adventure game, I love it. I love
What
it.
games are similar to it?
It would tell you exactly what. Adrian will get it immediately if I say.
Oh,
it.
gotcha.
All right, I don't want you to know.
I'm gonna go with the first one because it's a complete mystery.
Yeah, you know what? Because
We're not gonna like Wolf
Wait,
Among Us.
tell you what it is, then.
how about this? Because I'm trying to play through Walking Dead right now, and I don't really want to load up on too much point and click. So yeah, I'm down for the other one.
It's gonna be November, so
Oh wait, Special
Yeah.
Flavor GT says Enslaved.
it's enslaved.
Yeah.
There you go.
All
I'm
right,
down.
Enslaved, Odyssey of the West, or The Wolf Among Us.
I'll play Enslaved again. It's been a long
I'm
time.
enslaved. I'm down for enslaved.
You're enslaved. Are you all right?
Hell yeah.
Finally, your fucking people deserve it.
Yeah, I was hoping. I was really hoping
Deserve
you would have saved that for a Christmas game because that was always your Christmas game. So whenever you had a December games gone by, now it's like,
It's close.
yeah, it's
So,
Thanksgiving, baby.
Enslaved, baby.
Yeah, thanks for giving us enslaved.
Yes. You
Wolf
are-
Among Us, by the way, is fantastic and phenomenal, and
Yeah.
we should play that eventually before the second one comes out.
I'm probably gonna play that as well because I want to play. That's why I picked
All
up.
right, I'm getting
That's
enslaved
it.
installed.
And
now.
I really want to play Fable 2 again, but that's like a 30-hour game. So and Cyberpunk comes out.
That's why I was surprised. I was really surprised you picked Fable 2 when you did that because I was like, damn, that's
I was gonna play it. I was gonna play it now. That's why I was like, oh, you guys are fucked. But
No, I would have played it right away because that was my plan.
I know you
The
played Fable
girlfriend just
Anniversary.
finished Fable 1, so I was like, all right, we'll both hop into Fable 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I kept. Well, most likely that's gonna be my next game anyway. So
Now,
for Fable.
actually, I'm
February, I
gonna.
guess that's yeah, mine's February.
So wait, what was my next month then? So I'm December.
You're December,
I'm after
and
both
then
of
he's-
you, or am I after one of you?
No, you're in March after.
I guess in March.
I'm
Okay,
in
yeah.
February. He's in January. And
So I
then
don't
your
have to
next
worry
one
about it
after.
after my next game.
Yeah,
Because
you don't
it's
have to-
25 hours that we said that you have to give at least a month warning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have one game that's 30.
I think it's 20 hours was our rule originally.
20,
20 hours?
25.
Yeah.
You know. It's
One
30.
okay, so one borders on 20, so that one I might.
He's calling people.
It's not my next one. So my next one is definitely going to be under the one where I have to worry about. The other two I'll probably announce a month ahead.
Right, I get you. I would like to know what yours is, but he doesn't want you to say. And that's
Fuck it,
maybe.
I'll still say it. I don't give a shit.
All right. Well,
Hold on.
yeah.
You see, I'm trying to see if I have the game I'm about to announce. Yeah, I do.
You do. All right. Was that an Xbox game? What was that?
It's too far away for you to tell. All right.
Can't tell. It's too dark.
So I calculated my hours, and it's
Yeah.
cutting close with this boy, obviously. With this
I'm
one.
low on my numbers too.
I was
My
gonna say, I'm
game
pretty low on my numbers too. Like
This
this 30
one-
is my highest,
this-
and I still have 28 hours.
This
free.
is for a reason, though, and you'll
can we guess?
Yeah, go ahead and guess. Give me a couple guesses.
Red
It's not
Dead.
It's not the
One.
original. It's not the original Nier, is it?
No.
Okay, and he said Red Dead. It's not Red Dead Redemption.
No.
It's
How
for
much
a
is the
reason.
original Nier?
It's for a reason. It's not Nier. Well, if you do all the stuff, I could see it being 60, 70 hours. And then do the multiple replays.
And think about it. I said we need time with this, and there's a reason why.
time.
Not
Legend of Zelda,
time.
A Link to the Past.
No. Time isn't. Time itself is not a clue. I'm
Time-
saying
time crisis.
we want
A
to
Link Between Worlds.
we want to take our time with this for a reason. Like we want to like
Do we?
really delve into this one.
Delve.
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 I need a delve.
Donkey 2.
Delve. Hello from the other side. It's a Delve. 60-hour game. Can you give us a hint? I gave you hints.
It's very relevant.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That's relevant as hell right now.
Shadow-
God of War again.
Is it Mario versus
Gore's gonna be very excited for this one. It's a game none of us have played before. Well,
Grand Theft Auto 5.
we have played this before,
Yeah.
but none of us have beaten this game before.
Bomberman Act Zero?
No, we all beaten that game in our hearts.
Yeah,
Final guesses.
Oh, I beat it.
So we can move on to Detroit.
Is it a Switch game?
No,
Is it an Xbox game?
it is on Xbox.
Watch Dogs 1.
Gore would fucking be pissed if I made him play Watch Dogs 1. He wouldn't play
Oh,
it.
is it an Xbox One game?
It is on Xbox One.
It's a game I never played or I
No.
never finished.
Yeah, you never finished it.
How do you know? How do you know so much about me? Who the fuck are you?
Because you've talked about this plenty of times before, actually.
Maybe I lied to you.
Very
Maybe I'm
recently,
just pulling-
actually.
I'm pulling a fucking fast one on you, bro.
All right, last time.
Rome.
No, Zero Escape. We definitely have finished
Yeah, well, that's on Xbox One.
that too.
Rise Son of Rome.
Yeah, Rise Son of Rome.
Sunset
6 and a half hours for Rise Son of Rome.
60 hours to ride. Oh my god, it'd be a nightmare. I hate that.
All right, Dave. Final guess.
Fuck, 60 hours for an Xbox One game? It's too many.
It's not
Rivals.
exclusive to Xbox One.
Yeah, I
Oh, it's
figured.
not exclusive Code Vein.
I figured that. Yeah, fuck
No.
that Code Vein. What the fuck?
Yeah, we've all played it. We just never
you.
beaten it.
Fuck my big vein.
All right, David's done. All right,
Overwatch.
last guess, Gore. You done?
Forza. I don't know. What is it? Oh, what the fuck?
I actually had some of this for a while.
Cut out on me.
It's No Man's Sky.
Oh, fuck you.
So
wait,
it's very relevant because of 3.0. I literally had this on my list for a while, and then as soon as 3.0 came out, I was like, well, I want to play that. I know Gore wants to play that, so I'm gonna make everyone play that game.
All right.
all right.
What do you mean, gross? This is like one of the games you could zone out to and hang out and do stuff with, David.
No, I don't fucking care about it. I hate games like this where it's just you fucking have no real objective. You just fuck around and make up your own fucking idea of what
Why
you
do
want
you
to
like
do.
the Shin Megami games then?
I hate Minecraft. I hate Terraria. I hate shit like that.
But at least in No Man's Sky, there is an end to it. So if you really don't want to, there's actually an end to the game if you want to go straight for that.
Yeah. Did they take that out of the game?
No, I'm fairly confident that's still in there.
The same stupid.
However,
ending?
it's more or less, David, I want to play this because this is a game we can all play together too. So I think
I won't play with it at all.
That'd be good.
Right.
We haven't had a game yet where we could play.
that was more right too because I want a game where we can all we haven't not had a multiplayer game really
God
that
of
we can
War.
play online.
We play. You played Atreus, and I was
Yeah.
Boy, around your face.
Yeah,
Come here.
I wanted a game that we can actually all talk about like stuff that we did together, or maybe we separated off and did something with, and
Also, Casey, the whole fucking point of RPGs is there's a narrative story, you follow the structure, you do the side quests, you get to the end, you feel like you've accomplished something. Games like Minecraft, Terraria, shit like this, where there's no real clear goal.
there is a clear goal
Do
though.
whatever the fuck you want.
I get what you're saying.
No, I get that too.
No Man's Sky has a very, very weak endpoint.
Sure, but there is one. If you want to, if you desperately want to get to an end, there is an end.
I mean, technically, Terraria has an endpoint too. It doesn't mean I like it.
I like this because we could stop playing after 10 hours and we could still talk about it. So
That's true. If you don't really see, that's what I'm saying too. Is this isn't really not a 60-hour game. I had to kind of like.
No, good.
I had to kind of like. I was trying to think of the word. I had to kind of like figure out like what to put this in because I would not have put this 60-hour game. It's definitely a lot less, I think, and unless we all love it.
For sure.
Like Gore and I will probably put a lot of hours in this. If you don't like it, David, you so what it is. But I think a game that we all play together that's new and fresh and something different would be nice for games gone by.
I gotta make space on
David being a little chode boy right now, but I think you'll really like
I
it.
don't hear shit from you, Mister. I don't want to fucking play Nocturne.
Of course, Nocturne's not gonna be fun at all if you like that game.
Nocturne is a phenomenal fucking game. Fuck you.
What's wrong with your brain, bro? You like that game? You're dumb. You got brain
See, but
problems.
again, as I think the general rule of multiplayer games go, 9 times out of 10, if you're playing a multiplayer game, you're gonna have fun with someone just because you're playing with some other people. Whereas
No,
Nocturne,
multiplayer alone does not make a bad game good.
who says bad?
It's not bad. It's good now.
Yeah. And
Good now.
again, it's not necessarily making a bad game good, but it's a lot better when you're with friends and you're able to talk and just hang out.
I will give it a fair fucking try, but God,
I think you don't understand what No Man's Sky is anymore. I think you saw what it came out with, and it is what
I
it
think
is.
David's just really upset the last few games he's played he didn't like because he's a fuckboy.
Hey man,
What?
now you know how I felt
That's
playing
it.
Barkley. You'll
Like
probably.
Shadow Colossus.
Here's the thing:
He didn't like Shadow Colossus.
yeah, I hate this fucking 4-hour meme game, but I'm gonna be fucking spending 20 plus fucking hours on this shit.
well, you don't have to spend 20 hours on it, but also
Well,
I think by the,
20-hour spread through like 4 months is not that bad.
that's the thing too.
We can start it right now. We
Yeah.
can play it now.
That's why I
and
said
then
too.
tomorrow, we can be done with it.
Also, I think I'll have spent more time playing Barkley and fucking Street Fighter Cross Mega Man than you'll have playing No Man's Sky, and I'll have been more worse off.
Yeah, I just want to say I completed all those games. So I mean, I didn't complete Def Jam to be fair, but I beat that game enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess Last of Us I didn't complete, but I beat it twice before.
I've
I've beaten all these games we've done.
What
at
I'm
least
saying is,
just say
if I'm fucking playing this, I don't want to hear shit anymore when I fucking pick an RPG or something.
you pick an RPG, but Nocturne I've heard throughout my entire life because I've known about Nocturne since the G4 days, and every fucking time I heard about that game, it was fucking ridiculously hard.
people
Like,
still
yeah,
they had to add a new
I don't-
difficulty level just for that.
I already got enough stress. I don't need to fucking play a game that's telling me to go fuck myself and go back 2 hours before. I don't need it in my life. But you know what? Hey, I'll give you this. When the fucking HD remaster comes out, I'm gonna try it.
But
Especially if there's an
also,
easy mode.
I would like to also point out
I'm really sorry that you're gonna try it because even if it's with the easy
I
mode,
said that before when they
yeah.
I would-
But no,
Especially when
there's
they were
more people
that
to play
they were like-
Nocturne, but
I would also like to
make
point
a-
out that
Oh.
No Man's Sky
Oh,
is less time for us playing unless we super enjoy it than Nocturne. Nocturne is like you have to play through all of it, all these hours to get to the end.
At least in No Man's Sky, when you die, you don't go back 2 hours.
It's true.
You get all your stuff back.
I think we all need a game to play together. I think that's gonna be a fun time.
I think that'd be fun. I've been wanting to play it, and I heard that fucking like just exploring the world. Imagine all the stories we could tell. Yo, we went into this world, and there was a big ass Doom.
I hate shit like that.
Doom lizard, Doom worm. What do you mean? I hate exploring things. I just want to sit here and look at my anime titties.
See, that's what I don't get about you, David. Though, is you're willing to play like this like random game where it's like you have just because. So here's the confusing part, and we'll get to Detroit in a little bit. You want a game to have an endpoint, which these games all do. Don't say anything yet. These games all have an endpoint. You also like mindless games where you can zone out and do stuff, like just like not really think too much.
Yeah, I have compartmentalization where it's like, hey,
you can't even spell it. Don't use that word if you can't spell it.
Fuck you. Anyway, I'm able to segregate where I like my games and where I don't like my games. Dynasty Warriors is great because when I'm stressed and I just want to fucking obliterate a bunch of shit, I pop on Dynasty Warriors, play co-op with a buddy, and I'm having a great fucking time.
Oh, that's what we're gonna do.
So clear and goal. You know what? Get to learn Chinese history. Get to learn about a giant fucking horse that fucks shit up. And I'm sure that was entirely real. So it's one of those things. Everything that I play, there's still some clear, concise goal. There are some caveats to that, like Stardew Valley. I quite enjoy Stardew Valley. And that is a caveat to the rule where it's like, I don't really like this kind of game. I do enjoy this game. Same thing with Animal Crossing. I'm not a big fan of that style of game, generally speaking, but there's something calming, and there's just something like, yeah, this is what I need right now. And yeah, there's some caveats to that. Same thing with fucking What Remains of Edith Finch. I hate games like that. Absolutely detest them. If anyone puts Dear Esther on this list, I'm gonna flip my shit. But it's one of those things that, yeah, that was like the one example where it's like, no, that one's good. I dig that.
So you're proving his argument, but this might be the one game like that you like.
Oh, won't be.
You
gotta stop saying that.
Yes, because you did say that for What Remains of Edith Finch. You said, I think we should go back, bro. Hey, you should give it a try. No, it was like this. Hold on. No, I'm not gonna like it.
I thought I was gonna hate it.
It's like, I don't know what you want, man.
I don't want these open fucking games like this, and I don't want this.
Hey David,
how
how many open games have you played so far for Games Gone By?
Fair enough. We haven't really played the game.
All right, so to the fans, I'm bringing you something different. We're bringing you the first multiplayer online game for everyone to play together as a whole, and I'm bringing you an open world game where we can have all unique stories that are people listening online too, and maybe if it does well, maybe we can hang out with some of the people on here and play because it's on Game Pass, and we can all have a full crew. And there's only 3 of us, so maybe we can rotate people in. So shut the fuck up, David. Let's talk about Detroit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Special Flavor GT. Yay, No Man's Sky. There you go. All right, David's already outnumbered.
People love it. People love No Man's Sky now.
Yeah. People love Bud Nuts too.
No, you don't. I think you're gonna be very pleasantly surprised at how much the game's evolved.
Or you're gonna hate it just because I'm not gonna get over
My name's David. I hate games.
Where's the anime titties? Hey, how about this? The first planet we find, we'll call it anime titties, just for you, because you can name your planets. So, and we'll construct a giant anime titty, right?
And we'll consume.
Here's the thing that bugs me: is I spend so much time worrying about my list. After the Nocturne incident, I'm like, I really want to make sure that
David, how many games have I given you that you hated? Go through all my games.
David, this is the thing. You could play this game for a few hours and still talk about it, I think. Where, like, if I finished the first few hours of Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, you guys would be talking about, 30 hours in when Jerry and Fred fucking blew their faces off and went into the digital world. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm going to guilt trip David with this chat comment now. David, be happy at least you got people who are willing to play No Man's Sky with you. I can't get anyone to play that game with me. I'm sorry you got...
Alright, fair enough.
You got 2 friends that want to play this game with you that literally, again, I would like to once again point out, you can probably play... you can get away with 10 hours of this game. In fact, declare that we're gonna have to call it subjective, and this is not 62 hours out of my. I spaced it out so it does count for 62 hours, so that's okay.
Yeah, it should be 62.
But I declare this is not 62 hours off my 100-hour list. Either way, if David plays 10 hours, that's probably more than enough. I think if you hate the game after even 10 hours of that, cool. But Gore has a point. 10 hours of Nocturne, you can't even say you played Nocturne at that point.
Yeah, he agree. Look at his face. He's agreeing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I want someone to time capsule this, and let's tune into the No Man's Sky games gone by, and we'll see how this goes. Anyway, let's talk Detroit.
I will try to go into it with an open mind. That's all I will promise.
I don't think I've given you a single non-hit yet, have I?
What have you given us total?
I've given you Inside, which you thought you were gonna hate and you liked.
Yeah, that was a really
Watch Dogs 2,
game.
which even though you weren't into, you still have
I
that.
fucking hated that game.
Wait.
It's fine because I could just call hits on people. I didn't even play the game. I fucking had the game play the game.
It was fun though. You had fun. You said you had fun. Go back to the episode. You said you had fun.
It was fine.
Hey, Adrian, go take a clip from the March games gone by where he said he had fun. Put it right.
Hey, Jamie, put that clip right there.
Yeah, hey, Jamie, yo,
Pull that clip up.
Time where David said, "I like it."
It was fine.
And I like to say I've given you one of your top video games of all time too.
What's that?
With Nier Automata.
If that was something I was going to play eventually, but yeah, I'll give you credit for that.
To be fair, that was going to be my pick next. And then you said it. Fuck. I was going to be my July pick. And then
I won that. I bought that at launch. I got to play it eventually. But
well, you did though.
Yeah, fair enough.
I played all the way to the end.
I'm gonna put that out there though. So if anyone out there also thanks Tape Pokemon for the follow, I want to put that out there that since there's 3 of us, I'm not sure how big the crews in No Man's Sky can be, but I know for sure.
4.
So I know probably 4. That sounds right. But for sure, if not, I know Gore and I'll probably put a lot of time into that. I feel like that's a game that kind of both of us need right now. Kind of a game that you can kind of jump into, jump out to without too much consequence. So
even though the beginning is a little,
the beginning you have to play through. But I will say this to the people out there listening on either the YouTube or the Twitch chat. Follow us on Twitter and let us know if you're down, and maybe Gore and I will jump into a game with you and we can play some stuff. I have no problem with that. All right,
good.
Let's jump into Detroit though for sure now. So
yeah,
right.
Detroit Become Human. Shout out to the fans for picking this. This was the fan vote.
No, it wasn't. This is my pick.
Well, this is your nominee. This is the fan voting.
Yeah, I know, but I picked it because everybody was going to choose it. So really, it should be me.
I mean,
all Gore.
Really, we were just surprised that no one picked Def Jam. So
yeah, I knew
our audience was hyped for Def Jam, but
and then we did Def Jam before we even fucking did this. So
well, we picked Def Jam because no one voted for it.
Voted.
Yeah, no, remember Def Jam we thought was gonna be a shoe-in, and it got 3rd place. It lost to my friend Pedro.
I didn't think it was gonna be a shoe-in because Detroit's a PS4.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair to us.
So I thought it would at least be 2nd.
Sure, but my friend Pedro came in. And that banana kicked the shit out of.
Yeah, well, I guess it makes sense. That talking banana is pretty fun.
Before we get into it, also Tape Pokemon says Detroit Become Human is my 2nd favorite PS4 game ever. Persona 5 being 1st. Good 2 picks.
Nice.
Good 2 picks. So talk why Detroit though? Because I know it's mostly because you're trying to get through all the PS4 exclusives, but like anything else besides that?
I love Quantic Dreams games.
Yeah, Beyond Two Souls is one of your favorites.
Yeah, Beyond Two Souls I love. I do love them in their own way. Heavy Rain I loved when it first came out. I really did. I actually love that game. I played it multiple times until I got every single different scene. I completed the shit out of the game. I loved it. It was one of the few games where I almost completed on PS3, but then I kind of stopped. Completed trophy list. But I love that game, and I really liked Indigo Prophecy when it first came out. I think I might have finished it. I don't really remember exactly. But I really like that game. I think that game's great. Beyond Two Souls was a disappointment for sure. But this game had years of build up. They've been showing this game up since like the 2015 something or whatever. Like I think maybe E3 or whatever. And ever since then, every year they would show this game all the time, and it was just like it looked really good. We were talking about it in the podcast maybe, or right before we started recording this. They even had that car thing. That was the first thing, like back in 2014 or whatever, maybe even earlier, where they had that test footage where it was just the Kara, one of the main characters in this game, just talking to the camera and saying, "I don't want to be killed" or whatever. Like everybody wanted this game, and I was really excited for it. It just came out at like a weird time, so there was a lot of stuff. so I never got around to playing it. I knew it was gonna be a game that I would really like, but I wanted to wait. And that was either gonna be my pick for November, or it was gonna win, and it won. So luckily, I get to pick something else for November, which is Slaves. Shouts out. But yeah, no, I really want to play this game, and I mean, we're not getting into the opinions, but I was very satisfied with the game. It's exactly what I figured it would be, and I really enjoyed it. I really liked it.
I liked it.
David.
All right, so
I liked it. I loved it.
So yeah, so we'll give a quick impression. Gore, he said he liked it. David, let's go with yours next.
So I went into this game with an open mind because I love Cyberpunk. I love the concept of transhumanism philosophy. I love getting into the gritty details of what is man? What is it that really makes people people? You know, as much as, you know, it's a running meme that I'm just the anime TV guy or shit like that. Like, at the end of the day, a lot of my favorite media is cyberpunk or some kind of transhumanism concepts where it really is just examining what is it that makes humanity human. And so I went into this cautiously optimistic. I hated Heavy Rain, absolutely detested Heavy Rain, thought it was a garbage game, but I love Indigo Prophecy. So I was like, you know, I'm 1 for 2 right now. I love the kind of cyberpunk concepts that are being talked about in Detroit. Maybe David Cage has enough under his belt to where he could go ahead and really give the nuance that's required for this kind of story. And then I remembered it's David Cage, and that is my thoughts on this game.
Yeah, you know, David Cage is interesting because he's kind of a hack, but he does a really good job of telling his kind of lame stories.
I would argue against that.
No, I'm not done talking. He does a good job of telling his story in a video game form. I think he does. Considering what it is, you have to remember how hard it probably is to write a story like this. Where
I would argue if this was a tabletop game, it would be phenomenal. As a video game, it barely scratches what is warranted for this kind of storytelling.
Okay,
So,
I wasn't saying the story for this game in general. I was just talking about how you tell a story, and I think when it comes to Indigo Prophecy all the way to this game, even Beyond Two Souls to some aspect. The way he tells the story by like jumping between characters. I guess Beyond Two Souls not really because you're really focusing on just the one.
He's
character.
really good at balancing his characters.
Yeah, like because you're wondering, like he does a really good job of pacing things too, where you're like, it's been a long enough time since this character showed up. Let's go back here.
And before
I think this one does it the weakest when it comes to the pacing of the three I like at least.
I
think he's really good at some characters.
Wait, so let me run through there so we can get to a full-on discussion.
I was talking about the pacing. I wasn't talking about characters.
I will say,
that was Adrian's point, but yeah, the pacing in this one, I will say, is fine.
I will say, I love the pacing of this. Actually, this one was probably my favorite paced game.
Of his, I think so.
I felt like, also, yeah, special favorite GT. He did have a weird fixation on Ellen Page. It was really weird.
He has a weird hatred of women. I will say that.
Every time that he has a weird fixation on any female character, because even in Indigo Prophecy, the detective character, they have like a long gratuitous like sex scene or whatever. And
dude,
like,
the way he writes women is one of the most uncomfortable things.
Madison in Heavy Rain, in Heavy Rain, Madison, the first time you see her, she like you can go take a shower, and it's just like the most gratuitous thing. And then later
the stripping scene with the drug lord.
Yeah.
The scene that I found out about in this, no.
So
Beyond Two Souls was really fucked up because Ellen Page did not know they created a nude character model for her, which is fucking weird.
I played this whole thing with my girlfriend. This is the first video game she sat through with me all the way through. I did have to explain that to her because she was actually having a good time with it. I had to explain, this is a David Cage game. He's a little skeevy. But this was a super. And what's funny, her and I had this conversation where she talks about like The Walking Dead. We were trying to play through The Walking Dead. We're 2 episodes in The Walking Dead. She liked the pacing more in Detroit and how much more like faster paced it is. I had to tell her too that I was taking self blame for that. I was like, also I played through Walking Dead like so many times. I watched playthroughs of that game like I've probably seen that like first season of Walking Dead. I've probably seen like 20 times at least, just through all the all the Let's Plays and stuff. So I was like, also, it's me not being as enthused as I should be about Walking Dead because it's one of the greatest games ever made. But I've played it through it so much, I'm just like not really like super as into it as I should be. Whereas like Detroit is my first time, so I'm kind of like more engaged and I'm like really thinking about it. But the pacing I thought was really well done. I thought everyone, especially for my attention span, everyone spent just a good enough of time for me to like really be invested and then dip out and then cool, someone new. Yeah. And there was very little times where I was like not into someone's story where I'm like, all right, I don't really feel like doing this. But it's like even then, even if I felt that, I'm like, all right, we're done though. Like it's like really, really quick.
Yeah. There's a few times where I switched to Connor and I'm like, oh, it's one of these scenes.
Yeah. But I will say my one quick thought before we jump into full on talk about this is that ironically enough, the Quantic Dream stiffness works so well because it's androids.
I would say it works well to a point because they're androids, but the whole point is them becoming They and then there's times where I'm just like, okay, I don't. You're supposed to buy that they're really becoming like human. It's called fucking human. So it's just like, well, not even killing. They're supposed to be like, they're supposed to be alive. And there's especially, I like Jesse Williams. I think he's a great actor for the most part. But especially Marcus, there's times where I'm just like, you're gonna show a little emotion. Everybody else is. All these other robots are. You're like the one that's just like.
That's fair.
I love you.
That's fair. But I did feel like it actually worked in favor now, as opposed to like an all human cast where it's like, all right, now if you're all stiff in that, then it's like,
no, it definitely works better here.
But there's an excuse.
I feel like out of the androids, he had one of the stronger components to him. In the sense of, like, he really did come from, like, one of the happiest places. Yeah, and so seeing the fall that he had and what he had to rebuild was definitely stronger than, say, Kara or, say, Connor.
Sure. I think Connor is the most interesting one, honestly, because his fight, if you played it that way, I guess. If you
so let's talk about
I think that one's a little more interesting, because the Marcus one is just like, I feel like there's a movie like that where it's like rags, it's like riches to rags and stuff, and then he builds himself up because he works for a rich guy that actually likes him and treats him more like a son than his actual son. Lance Henriksen, shouts out.
Let's Tagore's request as he went is that he asked that we only play one playthrough. And we all talk about what happened in our playthroughs. David had a really a different playthrough, but he watched the ending of what could have been his playthrough. So he didn't watch.
Okay.
He didn't watch every single outcome, but he watched an outcome.
I just watched through one character's story because I killed them pretty quickly.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's go through with do you want to start with David because it's so out there, or do you want to start or Gordon? Do you want to start
out? No, let's start with David.
All right, David. Since you had the most out there one, let's talk about you. Also, as everyone should know, this is full on spoiler cast, so we just straight up going to spoil the hell out of this game.
So this is a game, as mentioned, I was really trying to go into wanting to like, because these are the kind of concepts I really love in a story. Blade Runner is one of my favorite movies. Ghost in the Shell is one of my favorite animes. In fact, actually, pretty much every one of my top 5 favorite anime has to do with transhumanism philosophy. And a lot of media I consume that my top favorites tend to have those aspects. Nier Automata, that's part of the reason why I love Nier Automata. I played through this with my girlfriend, kind of similar to Adrian. And it was amusing the kind of...
Be lonely.
Hell yeah. But no, it was interesting the kind of dichotomy that happened. Because my playthrough was this. Started it up, and we were experiencing Connor's story, and we're both kind of engaged. Because Connor's story reminds me of the elements that were actually good about Heavy Rain. I love the playing as the detective in Heavy Rain. Even though he was the one I got killed right away. And there was a part of me that was like, you know what? Let's replicate that experience. How fast can I kill this fucker? So I went through it. My initial goal was to kill Connor. I told this to Adrian at one point, but I kind of had an idea of
There was an idea.
I wanted Connor to die as much as possible, every chance I got. I wanted Marcus to always be super pacifist. And I always wanted Kara to basically pull that fucking gun out as soon as she got a chance. She was hyperprotective mom bear as far as I was concerned.
Right, okay.
So as I'm playing through their stories, I realized that Connor actually kind of grew on.
Yeah.
Connor was the character that I really.
Why he was
fucking
nominated
hated.
for that award that year.
Yeah, Connor was a
good.
character I really fucking hated, but goddamn, I loved Hank. Hank is the best fucking thing about that goddamn game. Absolutely, bar none. I love
Generic.
Hank.
Side note.
Dro-
Oh, go ahead. No, go for it. Go.
I was gonna say, even though I love Hank, but he is a Clee fucking Shay.
He's
How
a
many
Shay.
times
Don't get me wrong.
I've seen where drunk guy, he lost his kid.
Yeah.
He's really depressed.
But
Brain's
it's still
alive.
well written, though. I had a good time with him, though.
It's very well. It's
Yeah.
well written
Yeah.
enough, but it's very well acted.
But
Clancy.
Here's
So,
the thing.
really
Well,
quick.
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just really quick side note. Keep the idea. I just want to say is that I did catch the slip of Quantic Dream where on Hank's desk they wrote color with a U,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
and me and my girlfriend called that, and I was like, by the way, their one of their games, Heavy Rain, which is really well done. One of the reasons some people hate it is because they have the worst American accents because they try really hard.
He's so handy. As our fan.
Origami.
Origami. Yeah, Norman Jaden over there.
Yeah, Norman
Yeah,
Jaden.
Origami killer.
Yeah. So yeah.
And then the main guy Ethan, he's like, there's times where he it just completely broke out. I think he's like Irish or something. His accent, which
Yeah, so I was like, I told her, and I was like, I was just surprised that was the only thing I caught. They've done a lot better because maybe they improved it Beyond Two Souls too. But I was like, Heavy Rain, as much as I loved Heavy Rain, they had a lot of slips of
Beyond Two Souls only upgraded itself because they've got actual actors.
Right.
I mean, of course, when you get Juno and then Willem Dafoe, it's just like
sure.
like it's gonna be good acting.
Anyway.
what's the name again?
David,
Page.
yeah, Alan Page,
Ellen Page. Like,
David, continue with that thought.
Alright.
But yeah, so and that's the thing is we were kind of talking about this a little bit before we decided to break out into individual thoughts. Is that I think David Page's greatest strength is the detective characters.
David Page.
Combine Ellen
David Page,
Anyway,
whatever his name is, I don't give a
Ellen-
fuck. I have no
Ellen Cage.
respect for him. But David Cage, I think his strongest writing assets are definitely creating a concept in detective characters. Which is why I said earlier, I feel like he would actually be really good in designing tabletop games because I don't feel like he's really good at creating a cohesive story, which is why he creates stories in this narrative style. But even then, it doesn't feel cohesive enough to even feel like it's really your story, which is the biggest issue I have with this.
Is that the reason why Beyond Two Souls sucked? Because there was no detective character? Because every game they had, except Beyond Two Souls,
Maybe.
had a detective character. Because
Very possibly.
that might be it.
Because like I will say, like that's one thing I will say, I like his writing for detective. You know, Heavy Souls. Goddamn, I'm combining them now. Heavy Soul, Heavy Rain.
Fahrenheit Rain.
Dark Cage.
Indigo become human.
David Souls.
No, Heavy Rain. The strongest character in that, and the one I liked the most was the detective. Which is unfortunate that I got him killed in the trash compactor. But
Oh, that's like halfway through.
yeah, I killed him pretty quick. But
The stereotype comes after him, right?
yeah. But no, in this game,
Doesn't treat.
I love Hank.
Yeah.
Which is what we were talking about earlier. Like Hank, I'll admit, Clancy Brown, I always think Highlander. Second thought I think of is Earth 2. But I love Clancy Brown so much. And seeing his performance in this, it was perfect to the archetype that he was playing. It really was. Like,
Yeah, no, he's great. Actually.
Dude, I love and yeah, it's the most stereotype, and then you find little ways that he's lovable, you know, where he has a soft spot. Like when you meet,
like just the
when
way
you meet his
he
big,
warmed up.
yeah, sure, but even his big ass
When you meet
dog
the
named
dog?
Sumo.
Yeah, Sumo.
Yeah.
Yeah. You learned that in the PlayStation.
Really
yeah.
quick, I'm gonna jump to the end. Really quick.
Attire, I love that.
I want
Absolutely
to
love
jump to
it.
the end really quick because I want to get through this, and we'll talk about situation. But I want to ask one thing. When you
Yeah,
got no, I'm not asking David this actually. I'm asking you, Gore.
No.
Is when
Yeah, I did. I used Sumo. Like, are you gonna for the two Connors? Is that what you're gonna ask?
Well, that was one. They had two questions. It was Sumo, and then they
Sumo
asked
and then
the son.
the sun. Yeah,
And you knew the son's name?
because I looked at the picture of the sun. So yeah.
I looked at it and I just didn't know. I'm like, what the fuck? And me and my girlfriend both. I guess maybe I missed it on accident. I don't know.
Yeah, you must have missed it because it would have popped up. You would have definitely not. It would have just said his name is, I don't know, Carl or some
Cole.
shit.
Cole
Cole Phelps. It was Cole.
But
It was Cole. It was definitely.
No, it showed up on there, but I just like YOLO guessed Cole out of all that.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know who Cole was? You're like Cole.
No,
when it shows there, it's the unlock symbol. So.
No, it didn't show it for me though. It straight up just had 4 answers on there.
No, for me it had the unlock symbol.
Oh no, it didn't say that for me. So I was like guessing it. I was like, oh god, I don't remember. And so I just threw Cole out there, and all of a sudden Connor's like, and then he did this and this, and I'm like, I don't know any of that. But I just happened to guess that one.
Connor probably would know that. He'd probably know all of his backstory.
Sure, but I want to get to that because I was like, I
missed out on something that
was because you talk to him when you see him drunk in that. Yeah, I'm assuming you did that part, right? I don't know how different the games can be, but yeah. Anyway, you can find the picture and then you can discuss to him like, who's this? Is it your son or whatever? And then he insinuates that something happened with him involving.
Ooh, I might have just not asked about it.
Oh yeah, see, I didn't ask him about it.
Yeah,
okay, I thought that was a touchy subject. So I was like, I'm gonna ask about his son.
Yeah. I did. I was like, fuck it.
I'm an android. Fuck
drunk.
it.
He's drunk. Fuck it.
Anyway, David. So let's get don't explain. Just give me a timeline of what happened so we can get through our timeline.
Okay,
and then
so quick timeline of what happened. Played as Connor. Really was like on him, but loved his interactions with Hank. He slowly warmed up to me and the girlfriend. Played as Marcus. Thought it was the most bullshit fucking setup. Second most bullshit setup of a fucking story of like, all right, yeah, he's living the dream. He's got like all of a sudden he just walks out and there's a fucking horde of protesters want to kick his fucking shit in. All right, whatever. I guess that's life. Play as Kara. Immediately fucking horseshit all over the place. This reeks of David Cage. I'm pretty sure the dude hates women. Fucking, oh yeah, she had an accident and had to get repaired. Of course. Fucking first thing you do, come to the shithole of a house, find a gun in the drawer. First thing that comes to mind, I'm shooting that fucker as soon as I get the chance. And the game's probably going to give me a chance. Playing through more of her story, I was like, fuck this game, and killed her as soon as I got the chance because I had no interest in playing her fucking story.
Really?
It sounds like you hate women. One thing I do want to say. One thing I want to say though is that I understand what you're saying, but this character felt like it was like David Cage apologizing for all the female characters being horrible in the other games. Because this one, you control her, you can do whatever you want. And you can play her aggressive for the most part. The only thing you can't do,
which is what I was trying to do, and then I just got fucking fed up with the story.
All right, you can't kill the dad. You can't. At the end, they do some bullshit. At the end, where they make him seem like a decent guy, which is kind of like, what the fuck?
I didn't even get that. I fucking shot that bastard dead as soon as I got the chance, and he was fucking dead.
Oh, I didn't know you actually killed him.
I fucking killed him dead. The second I got the chance, I pulled the gun on him and I fucking put him in the ground.
So why are you upset if you play as the woman?
Because of the shit that I ran into and the shit that I didn't run into. Because fuck this game.
Can I just say something? I think David Cage has something against fat white dudes with beards and long hair. Because the dad had that, and also later on when you find that android guy that's going to help you, that guy, same thing, fat. Beard, long hair, and it's just like, now I'm gonna reset you. And then me and my black butler guy, he's just gonna.
I'm really lost because me and Gore having the same.
From Heavy Rain, he was fat, had a beard, long hair.
Right. Me and Gore have the same question with you, David. Is how can you hate a character that you're playing as and you're choosing stuff to do?
Yeah, because it's not me choosing shit to do. So here's the thing that I really fucking hate with David Cage's games is it's the illusion of choice. Rasputin, shout out to Rasputin, has a really phenomenal video talking about this, which is actually interestingly, it's, playing video games for a non-gamer. One of the things that are brought up in that video is how many times you encounter something that, as a gamer, you kind of take for granted, and you're like, well, yeah, of course I can't do that. That's not game logic. But then there's that part of non-gamer's brain that gets pissed off and frustrated because, like, well, that's the logical thing to do. Like, one of the things, and this is a minor thing, but it genuinely fucking bothered me, was when you're playing as Kara, you go to the 24-hour laundromat, and I'm fucking in there, and I'm like, well, I can steal clothes, Why can't I just talk to the guy and wake him up and be like, yo, bro, help me out here? Small child needs fucking warm clothes.
Well, no, that wasn't my logic. My logic.
And also, where do we sleep for the night? No, the fucking 24/7 laundry man.
Yeah, that was the logic my girlfriend has. Like, he's sleeping there. Why can't we sleep there?
You're an android too.
Yeah, that's kind of the logic. Is like, oh, you don't want to get caught, and then this guy also, yeah, this guy, you don't know if you wake up and ask for it, if he doesn't like androids either, and is going to call you out. So.
Yeah, a public place with giant windows and you're a fugitive is probably not the best idea to fucking sleep at.
But you're not.
Especially since you weren't fugitive.
They were looking for you the next morning.
Find out later on the fucking TV.
No, because if you bitch, no one's fucking looking for you.
How do you know that though? You just left.
You killed him off right after that.
You killed the guy on your playthrough. You killed him. In the neighborhood.
I killed that motherfucker. I put the
exactly. Thank you.
And I went bang, 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 and I killed that fucker. I get to the laundromat. I get pissed off about it. I played through the next segment. She gets hit by traffic. She's dead. Her and small child are dead. Never mentioned again. Never fucking mentioned again.
Why would they be mentioned again?
But see, yeah, because they were
investigating that. They were saying that Connor was chasing after them.
You know, David, they're not part of the story yet. They're not part of the Marcus and.
Literally, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Literally, if you lived through that segment, is when Connor and Kara meet up and their stories start to intertwine. Literally, 15 seconds after you died.
You know what? Can I just say that scene was exactly the same as fucking the Heavy Rain one, where you have to be as Ethan, you have to get the fuck out of there, and that's when the Norman and Ethan stories start to collide.
I do disagree.
It's like some George Lucas shit. You know, it's like whatever rhymes or whatever he says, poetry rhymes. It's like everything.
I disagree with that though. Is if you're saying that there's no, you said there's no there's no reasoning behind these choices. The choices don't matter.
No, I don't.
I'm not saying the choices don't matter. I'm saying it's not your story.
I disagree.
That's what I'm saying. Is the limitations of a video game still don't make me feel like it's my story. And the strength of what this storytelling is supposed to be is like, this is your experience going through it. You know, these are your choices. My fucking choice. These choices are shit.
I get you. There's one moment that really annoyed me. Simon, you know the part where you have to infiltrate. And you leave him behind. If he gets shot, I don't know if he got shot for you guys and gets injured.
Yeah,
if he gets shot, you can either kill him or you can leave him there. I said, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna leave him. There's a chance. I mean, that's a risk that I'll take, because they could take him and then hack into his memory, or they could just kill him, whatever. And I'm thinking, oh, that's gonna have like big consequences. Like they're gonna find out where we are or something like that, or any of the, like Simon will die. We find out Simon got killed. He, like a couple of scenes later, he's just back at the.
Is that for every Is that for every? So what happened in my game was
you could kill him, and then
no. So Simon lived in mine, but he was on the roof. But no one ever got to the roof on mine because we had the fight in the hallway.
People got to mine though, because there's people like that knocked into the door while we're about to jump off and stuff. So there are people on my roof. There was like the security or whatever, or cops or whatever. And they just didn't see him, even though he was right there. We ran by Simon as we were going to jump off. Fair. So that and they even had a scene where it looked like Simon was hiding or whatever,
or like he was about to go suicide on everyone, and just
and then that doesn't come back. He's
that's fair. Okay, no, I didn't think about that one.
So weird. Like there's choices in here that don't matter. I agree. Exactly. But I could see through it. Like whenever I don't know, like a character like North gets pissed off, like we should do this. We should kill them. Like I know if I don't kill them, it won't matter. And I know that you won't actually be that pissed off, because it doesn't. A lot of these relationship things don't matter. You're gonna still be like, you might say a line like, "I don't like you" or whatever, but the story will be the same, and the endpoint will most likely be the same.
Now, granted,
I know there are a bunch of different endings,
and it's hard to do, because once you get into the flowchart of actual gamer choice and the branches start going out it's hard to manage. Like, I think for what it does, there's still so many choices that still actually do matter. Like, things just don't have, like, things will just, like, you lost a whole third of the story.
Yeah, you did.
Because you died that early.
And that's fine. from what I've read about Kara's story, I'm fucking glad I did. Whatever.
Yeah, Kara's story is the only one that kind of just is there.
I still liked it a lot though.
I liked her story too. Her story was
it was self-contained.
No, that's not the reason why I liked it. Is because the other two stories were so like dramatic. You know what I mean?
Like everything's at stake.
Yeah, everything's at stake. Where Kara is just like, I just want to get me, this girl, and then later on our big friend.
Now
we want to just get out of here. And I like that it was so self-contained, sure, but it was so like grounded than the other ones where Marcus is like a big guy, he like touches everybody and they all come with him. And then of course Connor is just the detective guy who has like he investigates murder scenes and stuff.
Kara can come into the fold again, and she's like captured.
Yeah.
But anyway, so again, David, let's give a quick summary of like what just give me that quick like, oh, this is what my character did and this what happened, then
So Kara's dead as shit. Ultimately everyone died at the end of mine. So Kara died at the escape from Connor. Marcus ended up dying because I had to martyr himself at the riot. Because, again, he was playing Ultimate Pacifist, so, I guess that's his time to die. I'm not expecting him to actually die there. I thought something would have caused him
that's funny. I played Ultimate Pacifist, too, and I lived all the way through.
Yeah, I did, too. You know, I played it more realistically. Like I like that Marcus was a character that was... Like he had a breaking point, and like I was playing pacifist, I was tagging everything with the whatever. I wasn't breaking anything. And then when we got into that first march that you do, the first one where the cops show up, and
that's where I got him killed.
Is that where you got killed? Not the second one. Okay, well, that's early.
Okay, so that's like a little early.
That's kind of early. That's like 60% of the way through the game. But all right, I thought you were talking about
for most of the game.
I thought you were talking about the second march.
No.
Okay, but all right. So my Marcus, he was gonna leave, and then you do you press the I'm a disperse button or whatever, and then they say, all right, open fire or whatever, and that's when I'm like, oh no, fight, fuck it, because we're not gonna sit here and just get fucking shot. Like,
I got to that part.
I played it like that. We're only gonna attack if we have to, like just to survive.
I straight up didn't.
Because I'm sure if you get shot, that's it. You just leave. I'm sure that's exactly what happens. There's no like. I'm sure nobody dies. Important, really, but I didn't want to take the chance. So
I just heard Marcus keep on walking out. He's like, "Yep, nope, we're here in peace," and he got fucking dead as hell.
Yeah, no, we ran as soon as the bullets went up.
Nobody died, right?
No, but I think there are little like things where it's like if someone gets caught in a crossfire, you can have to save them if you're fast enough.
Yeah.
That's what the game kind of doesn't. There is like, all right, if you didn't, all right, now here's a chance that you might lose this person if you're not fast.
By the way, if you charge them, it has like the most badass fucking action scene.
I need to watch it. That's why I'm excited to be done with it. I'm excited
because all the action scenes are great. I always love the action scenes in their games because it's always just like you get to watch it, but you interact a little bit. But you get to see
stupid ass QuickTime events.
I don't mind them. Hey, if you're playing this game, and if you're playing any other games, then you're gonna have to deal with the QuickTime events. So it's all.
I hate it. It is one of the worst modern inventions in gaming.
Sure, but this is telling a story, and like
I don't feel any more engaged in the narrative by having to quickly hit a button.
You love visual
novels. Happens.
I disagree. I disagree 100% with that.
I do like visual novels. I have some exceptions to the rule.
Your rules are weird. You can't call them rules. You gotta call them just preferences at some point because there's no rules. Yeah. There's no rules if you're just like straight up not keeping to it with a lot of.
You don't like visual novels. There's two I fucking like.
Yeah. What?
Doki Doki and
House of Fata Morgana and Doki Doki.
I'm sure if you played more. You'd like
anyway, I kind of like them because like.
I love them. I really do.
No.
Especially during like the awesome action scenes where you're an android, so you have a like in Heavy Rain. Besides Norman Jaden, it doesn't really make any sense why like Ethan's doing like kind of badass stuff. In this, it makes sense. So when you're an android, you're just like fucking doing like these cool ass maneuvers and stuff, and you're like picking up pieces of metal to protect yourself from bullets.
Yeah, like some of the smaller ones, like okay, I don't really need it forever, but it's Quantum Dream. I knew I was getting into, so I didn't complain.
And the music always ramps up at the perfect time.
Yeah, but I will say is it gets intense too whenever you miss something, and then you start to like kind of fumble a bit, and then you have to like get your bearings. I'll say in two instances, it's in Quantum Dream games where they overdo it. It's like all right, that's the whole game, or Resident Evil 4.
Oh, Resident Evil 4? Okay.
Before it first brought it up to you and it like surprised you for the first time. You're, oh, what the fuck? And you die from that.
Yeah.
But now when games overdo it and it's like, I don't really need to, because like any other game, I like put the controller down. I kind of want to watch for a little bit. But at that point, David, I disagree with you because at that point, you're literally watching a 8-hour movie. And I'm not about watching 8 hour. I want to have some sort of.
I don't care. I don't feel like it engages me anymore.
But I don't get how you can. I don't.
Well, you just explained why it does because you walked too much and then you died. Where I didn't and I didn't die. So
I don't get. I don't get how.
Well, no, that's not a QuickTime event though. It's just a fucking choice.
If it's telling you the move, then I mean, it might as well just be a QuickTime event. Like, but that's the thing. That was just an example.
You died from a QuickTime event, though, David.
You can always die. Every time you fight, you die
from a QuickTime event. I put the controller down and waited for her to die.
Exactly. Thank you.
So that's your choice. So how do you feel like you didn't have a choice in any of this when you?
Yeah, you killed her by not doing it.
Jesus Christ.
That's like if you walked into the middle of traffic.
Choices I want to make in this kind of story.
You made the choice you want to make. You said you wanted her to die.
It's not the types of choices he wants to make. I understand. Like, besides just killing people is not the choice he wants to make. He wants to make
just stealing from an asshole in a
really
fucking laundromat, or just fucking sleeping in a weird fucking back alley, or sleeping in a weird fucking house,
or these choices
holding a fucking ATM dude at gunpoint and be like, "Yo, asshole, give me your money." Dude, there's enough fucking choices. This is not a fucking story.
They are choices.
This is
but
they're not a very specific thing you want to say, but you are not fucking competent enough to create a cohesive narrative for it.
This is gonna be a fun one. It's not fun.
No, fuck David Cage.
Well, okay, but
no, this is where I get pissed off about this, and this is why I really fucking hate a lot of this. Is because this comes across as someone that had a really cool idea, and there's definitely snippets of an interesting idea throughout this game, but it does not come across as someone that has the competency to create a cohesive narrative. So instead of actually figuring out how to fill in the flaws of his story writing, he's like, come up with a couple ideas and we'll just leave it up to the player. It's player choice, and if you like how it comes out, great, you did it. You're the one that caused it to happen. If you hit it, well, it's your choice. You caused it to fuck up. Go play the other choice. Like, as much shit as we gave Gore on the whole concept of, like, Sniper Elite, of, like, well, yeah, that's the kind of whole message, is that you were the one causing the action. It's like, yeah, I get the message, but it's fucking stupid. That's how I feel about David Cage. Fuck you. I think story writer. You come up with interesting ideas, but you have no idea how to thread them together. So you're like, oh, fuck it, let the player figure it out.
I think you just don't like him because he's more
great as a tabletop game, but fuck you, that doesn't make a good video game.
I don't think you like him just because he's a more famous David.
It's true. It's because he's a more famous David.
David Cage.
TTV Rocket in the chat says,
I agree.
QuickTime events are the perfect example of keeping games as games rather than interactive films. David got the L's on this one.
I highly disagree with that because a QuickTime event is nothing but an interactive film. That is literally what it is. It's just a film pretending to have some gameplay element.
Well, I would agree with Telltale for most part because most of those choices don't.
No, see that's what I think of. See,
I agree with that.
See, that's the thing, and that's why I'm so opposite of David right now, especially as someone that's played a lot more of these. I'm guessing than David has, seeing as I've gone through a lot of Telltale games.
I'd assume so.
Yeah, I've only played through a couple of them.
See, so Telltale games are a coloring book, and they're not really changes overall.
Yeah, no.
Like someone dies, but in like a couple episodes later, at best,
they'll die anyway.
Whereas,
they don't have anything.
Hold on, wait.
And I don't like in Telltale games when a character dies and another character takes that character's place in other episodes.
Yeah, that is
Carly and Doug thing and shit.
Yeah, so that's why I disagree with you here. Where in the grand scheme of things, Telltale games again, while they do their own thing and then they're still incredible on their own right, they're very much coloring books where they're like, we give you the picture, you can color things like, that side's blue, this side's green, whatever. Whereas this one, I felt like there was actual, like, this game will end. Literally, this game will end if I don't do this. Right. And that is my choice to either if I don't want to act on that or if
Lee won't die in the first episode of Walking Dead.
Literally, no matter how hard you want. If you do not like Lee, your game will continue to episode 5. Yeah. Does not matter what you do.
Character will be maybe this character will sneer at you in the next episode, but for the most part, nothing's really going to change.
Yeah, someone's a dick. Wait. I know. Yeah, I'm trying to. Like, at worst, someone's a dick to you later on. Whereas, like, with all granted, like in the grand scheme of things of every interactive choice game, David, as much as you hate this game, you literally could have had a 3-hour game, and that would have been your story, and that's the end of your story.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened. So
No, my playtime was like 7 hours or something like that.
7, really? Mine was about the same.
Well, because I played through Connor until basically the dual Connor story.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. So you still had to play all the way to the end.
Yeah, I still had to play all the way through Connor.
Mine was probably like 9.
So let me get through these messages, David, before you respond. Kay says, I think the issue is that David is sometimes way too quick to give up or rush things that he doesn't like right away. Okay. All right, let's just leave it there for a second. You were shitting on No Man's Sky for about 20 minutes earlier. All right. But Green Super Flash gives you something that David will agree with. If David Cage had another writer to help him with the story, maybe the story would be better, or at least better dialogue.
Yeah. I wish he wouldn't fucking just single-handedly write this like an entire game. Like,
Yes,
he always
I think,
does.
again,
He's such a fucking like he just needs to calm it down.
Yes, because even the best writers can't all write I guess sometimes maybe there's would be like a 1 or 2 exception, right? But like the best writers can't write a whole world with constantly shifting characters with completely different, like it's hard for one person to write thinking what David's gonna do like as a human being, because you can take contingency for your character as a writer, right? As a writer, you could say, hey, my character's gonna be a little bit of a dick, but he has these motivations. I can't predict what David wants to do with his character. What David wants to do with his character, if I'm writing a video game, I gotta take in his back. Maybe David wants to be a dick all the way. Maybe his vision is not lying with my character that I have right here, and I gotta take agency for that. But the problem is, when you have one person, they still have a direct vision of his game, right? Anyone who writes a specific story thinks this game, my ideal version, is going to end right here, and I'll give you a little bit of agency towards that. Maybe you'll lean all the way this way, maybe you'll lean all that way, but it doesn't take account that, hey, maybe the person doesn't even want to end up there. Maybe they want to go the opposite direction. Maybe they want to go that way 100%, which is fine, that's a thing, but you do need more people to take in that consideration, that fact, because one person is always going to be one way. Regardless of how many times you flex it, there's always that opposite way that another writer will be able to take it with other eyes.
See, and that's why I definitely agree with Green Super Flash there, and that's why I say I feel like David Cage would be a great writer for like tabletop games or something like that, because I feel like he wants to be more open-ended than the genre of video games allows. It's one of those things that, again, he has great high concepts, which is why I was genuinely like, all right, I'm down for Detroit, because it has everything that I love. And so going into this and playing it, it is nothing that I love. And it is infuriating to be going through an experience like this and to have it just kind of presented the way it was.
So can I ask...
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to ask a question, just open-minded before, because I know Gore and I still want to go through time with me and Gore, but I want to ask you a question specifically. Certainly. Hypothetically, if this is your story, and let's take this into the fact. Let's take every ending... have you seen the actual endings of every character proper? Or at least like...
not every character again. I kind of went through a little bit of what happens to Kara in the next couple segments, and that's it.
Okay, so let's take into... I guess it's nothing grandiose. You know where these characters end up at.
Yeah, I assume we even end up with our stories ending at the same point regardless.
So let's say this. If I gave you the agency, where would you have had every character thinking, and where would you have ended their story? I'm just curious. I want to see how deviated, because you're very passionate about this. That's fine. I'm liking this episode a lot because this might be one of the most divisive one, which is good. We need one of those. Where would you ideally? Yeah. Well, where would you ideally have flexed this timeline to be where you'd have been like, okay, that's exactly what I wanted?
So in this scenario, if I was running it, Connor would have gotten his wish. He would have gotten Hank saved, because then what happened to mine is, like I said, I got everyone dead. So I got Connor and Hank both dead accidentally. I thought I did the right choice. I fucked up, got them both dead. It happens. But I would have had both of them live. They would have gone ahead and freed all the fucking androids. They would have gone ahead and had their own little thing. Then with Marcus's story, still would have had him dead. I feel like, honestly, the whole message of what fucking dude guy was saying of like, don't fight, don't let them determine who you are, with the old man, that should have been the big resonance of Marcus's story. So I feel like him dying a martyr was the best way for his story to end.
So ultimately Marcus turned out the way you wanted to.
Yes, Marcus ended up the way I wanted him to.
Okay.
The Jericho crew did not. Because, and this is actually, I lied. This is one other thing I looked up. No matter what, if Marcus is not around, the Jericho crew never lives.
Sure.
They can't exist without Marcus, which I find infuriating. Because
before Marcus, all they were doing is hiding in a fucking building until they die. So
because your idea is it's much too convenient for this one android to just suddenly be the
Sure.
Yeah, it falls into convenience
amongst the fucking androids.
Sure, but also I find it really weird that a whole group of androids can find a place, make a community, and then just do literally nothing until they die. And then they also send out calls to people like, Jericho, come to Jericho so you can come die with us.
Or have, once Marcus dies, the one fucker that's like, why don't we take the violence route? Suddenly everyone's like, alright, fuck it, why not? We'll just all march to our deaths, whatever, fuck it. Who knows? Because that's what happens every time. Is fucking, she always runs a rebellion, and the rebellion always dies. So that's one thing I would change.
Okay.
Either I would have it be something where someone's like, well, no, Marcus died for a reason. Let's take that reason to fucking heart and actually fucking do something different, you crazy bitch. Or it would have been, okay, we outnumber them. We have means to create more of us, which is another weird aspect that I never fucking explained. I'm sure there's probably some magazines somewhere that explained it, which is another bullshit thing I hated, because I didn't even know that this was a thing, but I'm gonna guess that the fucking little girl ends up being an android, just because that's the first fucking magazine you goddamn read, is like, oh yeah, a female android gives birth to fucking little baby. I'm guessing she's probably a fucking android. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those stupid.
And then when Luther's like, "I gotta tell you something about Alice," I'm like, "No, really?" It's like,
especially again, to interrupt you, but especially because she dropped so many hints of saying like, "Why do they hate us? Like, what did we do wrong?"
Exactly. Or like the fucking crazy guy of like, "Oh yeah, those fucking people," and you're like, "Yeah, but what about Alice?" He's like, "Yeah, but those people."
Yeah, and also in the beginning when she's like, I just wanted him to love me or whatever, like acting like she's just been there for a little while with the dad.
Sure.
Like she's.
It wasn't the world's biggest twist.
There's no fucking subtlety, David.
And it really wasn't that much of a twist anyway when they reveal it too, because she's just like Alice, and it was just like, yeah, that's a. Yeah.
I did think, not to interrupt that, but I did think that like the agency that gave Car after that was weird. Like they're like, oh, do you want to not love her anymore? I'm like, no. Why is that? I don't know why that changes. Literally, that was
she's
weird.
Literally a robot.
Yeah,
too, so
like they gave it like they gave whenever.
Turn her into an asshole.
I like the game, like whenever it comes to a decision that's supposed to be of weight, like it starts like making like it's trying to be like you, where it's like, oh, it doesn't know what you probably don't know what to think, so therefore we're gonna make the android not know it. But that one was like, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
like,
Heavy Rain does that too.
That was just like, all right, well, I don't know. I'm gonna.
The only thing this game doesn't do is the thoughts thing from Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, where you like press a button and you can like talk to like read their thoughts.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing to do.
Anyway, so for Kara, what were you wanting, and then we can jump to me and Gore.
So for her, well, I wanted to fucking put her in a goddamn David Cage game, but barring that, I would have actually had it be a much stronger story of survival, because I feel like that's where the moments in her story were the strongest. Granted, again, from what I physically played, wasn't the longest, but even after what I saw after that of the whole mansion and that fucking gross fucking bullshit, was still a matter of, I feel like the kind of mother-child kind of concept that they were going for is one of the strongest elements of that. I would have rolled more with it, rolled some more elements in of that, and have there be more of an immediate direct bond that still tied more directly into the plot of like, okay, yes, horrible fucking human happened. Suddenly in the news, we're seeing all these Android rebellion. We're seeing Android rights happening. Whatever the fuck Marcus is doing and going on would have been a more immediate, hey, there's something going on. Maybe we can tell our story. Maybe we can go ahead and do something to kind of get this kind of going. Maybe even bring in like a lawyer to really kind of amp up like the crime drama aspect of it and really bring in that aspect. That's what I would have done with that. Also, what I honestly found most interesting about this fucking game is the weird war side story with Russia going on. I would have fucking brought that more so to the forefront because I found that infinitely more fascinating than half the shit that was going on in this game.
I did. So that's the one thing is my girlfriend was asking me, like, is this stuff like necessary? I'm like, no, it's world building, but I did like some of that stuff. I wish we kind of, like, I talk about how, like, the president was, like, a vlogger, and how, like, it wasn't, like, how she was, like, straight up, like, a YouTube personality, pretty much, and just, like, oh, now she's president, and how World War
that's
III
why
was
I
always
see.
there.
Yeah. That's why I say I'm frustrated with David Cage making video games. Is because if this was like a tabletop RPG setting, I'd fucking buy this in a heartbeat. This would be a great fucking setting to run a campaign in. You know, this would be a great like Cyberpunk 2077 or a Shadowrun style game to be like, all right, let's fucking run this. Here's some great story threads. I can go ahead and pull players in through a whole dynamic story and really get player agency and player choice in. As a video game, it's not good video game material. I'll be the first to say it. I don't think things like this are good video game material.
Oh, you're never the first person to say that.
No, but I feel like I'm the only one that's a big proponent of it on this podcast.
Oh, sure. Well,
but wait, what do you mean? Like this kind of story, the Cyberpunk?
So this kind of like it's your story, it's your narrative where you're really going through and your choices matter.
It's because and when you tell David, hey, what you could do whatever you want, it's your story. The second that you can't literally start a game, which is ironic because this is the meme with
and walk off a cliff and fucking break your neck.
Literally with Indigo Prophecy, where you can kill yourself in the first 14 seconds.
These developers would still be making the game, and it wouldn't come out for another 10 years if you had that much fucking freedom. The game itself would be 30 minutes long, and then you go, hey, you can make all these choices though, and you have them die in weird ways. But
it's essentially, I don't like to think of it as like you could do whatever. I think of it as a choose your own adventure.
Yeah,
that's
what it is.
It's like when you read those books, you know, those Goosebumps books, you read to the bottom, and it's like, hey, if you want to go to the park, go to page 53. If you want to go to the amusement thing, go to page 13 or something.
But that's what I mean is like those give you the illusion that like what you're doing matters. Because even with this game, here's the thing: is we can make the argument of like, yeah, what you do does matter because obviously the story changes. But there's clearly a right answer throughout the whole fucking thing.
Like I said, there's a gray area. Like I said, David Cage, as any one writer would, regardless of how good of a writer is, every one writer has their vision of the story, right? No person ever just puts like a story out and just like just thinks of like, well, unless you're J.J. Abrams.
David Cage always does this, where it's like there's no middle. It's always good or evil. That's it. The androids are good. The humans are bad. That's pretty much it. And we see maybe one or two times where a human could be decent. Like at the end, if you got all the way to through with Kara, if you did decent things as Marcus and you did the pacifist run, which that sounds like Undertale. But if you do the pacifist stuff with Marcus, then Kara can actually get through without sacrificing anybody through the border patrol thing. So
No, this is totally unrelated, but keep that thought if you don't mind. Did you guys reboot the game a lot so that you got the girl?
I only rebooted it once. I rebooted it once only because I took a little too long at one section. I was thinking about a choice really bad, and I did not notice it fucking went all the way down. I was like, oh no, fuck that. And I didn't even see what happened. I said, fuck it. I went to the main menu. And I actually kind of like that because every time you go back to the main menu, you have the girl there, the
Chloe
robot.
Yeah, she gave me a survey once, and then she fucked off the second time.
So that's
really?
So yeah.
She keeps talking to you.
I was gonna say is that's what happens is she gives you more things to talk about, and she asks you for surveys, and she asks like, hey, are you my friend? And then at the end when you beat the game, you come back. She's like, hey, I saw you play, and this is kind of like weird to me seeing how that went. Can I go do my own thing now, or is that like, or am I okay to leave? And you can say yeah, and then
she's gone from the title screen.
Yeah. That was kind of a neat thing.
Oh, big story.
No, it's not, but it's a cute. It's like a little thing that literally your menu gave you a little pinch of a story that literally didn't need to.
Right. Yeah, it was cute.
It's David Cage trying to be more clever than he actually is.
I don't know. I don't see. Here's the thing. Here's probably what we had to disconnect, David, is that I did not attach David Cage to this script. I thought
not as much as the other ones.
No, like I know, not even in general. Like even if it was like any other game, I did not even think about David Cage like more than like the one time I referenced like, oh, this is a David Cage game to her, and like
I didn't. Time, dude, when the fucking cop shows up.
Remember, this is my first only game or this is my second game after Heavy Rain of Quantic Dream. So so saying this game is a David Cage game doesn't really mean I know what it is, but I didn't really think of it that
much. If you played Heavy Rain, then you know what a David Cage
right.
Game is.
But what I'm saying is like having played maybe like 2 hours of Beyond Two Souls, never played Indigo Prophecy. Like I did not have an attachment of like, oh, I can't believe David Cage is doing this. I just thought of it as a video game first, and that's all I thought of. I didn't think about like anyone trying to be more clever than it was, or the head writer thing. I just thought of it as it was a game.
Well, I'm just saying like David Cage always does the same type of thing in his segments, where like if you don't do all the clues, then you get caught.
That's what I don't like.
I don't like the cop shows up, and if you don't put away all the stuff, then it's just like. It's like a lot of like just picking things up, putting it here, and like finding all the icons and stuff. That's why I didn't like my Heavy Rain. Like, oh, make sure you wipe all the fingerprints off because you killed that game's Manfred. There's another Manfred in this game. It's like their running gag, I guess. Called fucking characters Manfred.
That's the only thing I don't like with these games. I wish that it wasn't a like, all right, scan. All right, what's all the interactables? All right, knock out that one, that one, that one. All right, move on. I really wish it was more like every game was very real time. And you could only get to what you get to, because I did that a couple times. I feel like maybe I was just slower. But it was like, all right, if you and like I did like where it was like you could not ask every single question. You had to pick and choose, like it was with the sun. Me not asking about the sun had a major consequence, in which if I just didn't luck out with there, I would have fucked up like royally at the very end. But like I like the idea that I wish that every game wasn't all. I have a loud train outside. I wish it wasn't like all just a checklist. I wish it was like a pick and choose what you gotta do in real time. Because it did feel like a little bit disconnected when it's like, all right, once you finish all your checklists, magically the cutscene starts. You know. With that said, let's move away from that. Gore, tell me about your playthrough.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've talked a lot about it. You guys go.
Yeah.
Now we'll get to the positives.
All right. Well, I pretty much did everything right. Nobody died in my playthrough. The only person that died is Manfred. And I learned that he actually can live if you
which one's Manfred?
Choice. Manfred's the old guy that Marcus works for, I guess.
Oh, he lives?
Wait, he can live?
He can live, yeah. Supposedly, I looked it up. And supposedly, if you do the other choice, which is just like, I guess, beat the shit out of the sun, Manfred lives, supposedly.
What? The person who's beat the shit out of him?
You could beat the shit out of the son. He goes into a coma. The kid comes out of the coma later, but also Manfred's alive, supposedly. That's what I read. I didn't look it up yet. But anyway, besides that, everybody else lived. Like Luther lived. All the people from the
Jericho.
What's it called? Jericho lived. All the main characters obviously lived. Alice lived. Everybody lived besides who I deemed not worthy.
Speaking of Jericho, that's a side thing I want to rant about later, but I want you guys to continue.
Okay. That's just me. But, yeah, well, go ahead.
No, I'd say the only person that died in mine was Luther, unfortunately.
Oh, you killed him?
No, I didn't want to. So I got him out to the boat, and then when the boat was shooting at us, had us all jump into the water to hide, and then we got back up and he froze.
Wait, what?
On the boat to Canada. Did you make it there, or am I the whole different?
No, I didn't do the boat to Canada. What are you talking about? What boat? Do you mean the boat where Jericho was?
No. All right. So see, we're getting to fun things here. All right. So go through yours. Go through yours.
No. That's when the fucking FBI shows up and he has to blow up the place and.
So what happens is.
Choices don't matter. By the way, I just want.
So
we're literally describing two completely different scenes that I didn't even know fucking happened.
See, this is kind of what Gore wanted to. He wanted to hear like what was drastically different. So
yeah, but it's too late now. We're almost an hour in this.
That's fine.
I wanted to go through. I know. I'm tired. I don't want to do it anymore.
Well, I want to hear what yours is. So what happened is after we got everyone out of the boat. When they were gunning after, they ran after Kara and Alice. I had play dead, and then everyone walked away, and I was able to get away. And then, what was
That's
it?
what I did too.
After that, I think he apologized to them and just said, "Hey, you can go there where the buses are. You go through thing, and then you find you try to go walk Alice to the bus. You find Luther there, who's about to get executed. You save Luther.
Yeah, I saved him.
And then you go through the bus. I went to the checkpoint. Checkpoint was fine. And then you got there. That's where you saw that the asshole guy who suddenly is sympathetic.
Yeah, who was beating the shit up.
Yeah.
I'm here. There's another guy you see that was earlier in the game too.
Right.
But.
And then I picked up the ticket from the family. I didn't use the ticket.
Yeah.
I gave that back.
The husband of the family there is one of the guys that beat up Marcus in the beginning of the game, by the way. So I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel bad.
I had an inkling about that. I was like, all right, they're showing me a lot about this guy, and they made the mom.
I think the woman was there too. But,
yeah,
the guy.
Yeah, and that sucks. But the mom was the baby, so I'm like, all right, that's fine. I just gave it to him.
No, you gave him the ticket. I said, fuck that. Because they're humans anyway, and also we're doing the pacifist android shit anyway, so they're not gonna fucking kill humans anyway. So I was like, they're fine. Fuck it. What's gonna happen? Like,
yeah. So I gave the ticket back because it was the baby. I was like, all right, whatever. And that went up with Alice because I was playing very morally because I'm like, whatever is the way that Alice would want to go do it, I'll do it. And she was happy with me giving the ticket. She went every time like. Opportunity to save Luther. Obviously, I went to save her. Anyone. So, like my relationship with Alice was like fucking like maxed out at that point. So what happens is you go through and then you run into that one boy from Rose, the son who and he pulled you guys aside, and then Rose is there, and she was like, "Oh, I thought you guys were killed. I was worried, so I came down here." So she picks you guys up in the car. You guys go. Yeah. She's like, "I'm gonna take you to a boat to get you across the river."
Okay.
And then
in mine, you do meet Rose and the son also, but you do it at the border patrol. She's there. I don't know. I guess she has to leave because they're getting androids, and she had a bunch of androids, so she had to get
that they had to just barely got away.
She's at the border patrol, so she's on like a line with us.
Oh, okay.
And in the border patrol, there's a thing where if it scans you, it'll say if you're android or not. So Car and everybody's freaking out, like, what the fuck are we gonna do? By the way, continues.
I want to hear about what happened in a second because I don't know.
Okay. All right. So you have the Jerry guy, the circus dude that you meet, or not circus, the carnival dude, where you meet a bunch of them. Or did you not do that part?
I don't know how to do that
part. Choices don't matter. Anyway, there's a dude you meet. There's an android named Jerry. There's a bunch of them, but you go to this like this.
Yeah. Where they look like a zombie apocalypse.
The carousel,
for a second.
the carousel part. Yeah. It's the same guy. But anyway, you meet one of him there, which is a little convenient. But he's there on the line with you, and you also have Rose there, and I think, you have Luther. So you have three people you could sacrifice to get through the border patrol.
Oh, you sacrifice someone?
No, or you could choose to sacrifice nobody and hope that the guy that scans you is cool. And I was just like, I'm trying to because I was thinking like the public opinion of the androids for me at this point was not
mine was pretty high,
but it was up there for me. I don't know if it was maxed out, so I was like, I'm hoping somehow this guy's just like, it's fine, go. And that's exactly what he did.
Nice.
He's just like, he looked at it and he scanned, and I was like, that's like the one time where a human wasn't being a dick too. It's just like, you're good, go. Welcome to Canada, they say,
nice.
And you just go through. And that was it. Mine wasn't as action-packed, I guess. You go on a boat.
No, so you go on the boat, and then there's like a whole thing where it's like, you give your goodbyes, and then you go on the boat with a couple other androids, 3 boats, and then as you're going across there, and then this is where they hit that convenient like, all right, what are you guys excited to do in Canada? And Kara's like, I'm excited. I'm telling my girl, I'm like, someone about to fucking die. Yeah, this is the famous last words where it's like, what are you excited to do? And Kara's answer was like, I'm excited to lay and look at the stars. I'm like, oh no. And then sure enough, as we're like almost there, one of the patrol boats comes and just like guns down everyone. And it was like, this was fucked up. One of the options was use Luther as like a cover for you and Alice. And time.
He's dead already at this point?
No, he was there. He was alive.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, what the fuck? I went through all this time. You're gonna have me like sacrifice Luther to you? It took me it's like ticking down. Like you got 10 seconds aside. I paused on that for like 3 seconds. I'm like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I'm glad when you pause, you can still see through it too. So you can see through the pause, so you can still see the choices. So I'm gonna look at it and go.
Oh, I didn't even pause. I just went through it. And
you said you paused.
No. I mean, I physically like.
Oh, physically pause.
Yeah,
you can pause and just like look. I did that a couple times.
I freaked out. No, I hit stuff. So it was that. It was like you like just to get the boat running again or try to like swim, or it was like jump on the offside of the boat. And it was like
Yeah.
everyone knew that the water was super super cold and it would like freeze you. Like they made a comment about that. So we jumped off and then we got back on, but then we got back on. Luther was like pretty much freezing up, so he died after that. And then like the boat starts like trying to sink, and it's like, all right, what do you gotta do? You gotta make the boat not sink. And you're like, well, all right, Luther, sorry, buddy. Flip.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
But then we got to the end of Canada. And
Even though you might have been able to repair him. I'm assuming, right? I'm assuming these androids can be repaired.
I'm assuming that there's a way you can keep him, and you can try to keep the thing going. But I was like, he's dead, so I threw him
You
off.
should have did what I did. He would have been repaired. You should have given that ticket back to those fucking assholes.
I forgot, but there was a mom with a baby, and Alice was like, you know.
I realized that only after the repair.
Leave that baby out. Fuck that baby.
Yeah, well, I didn't care. My thought process was like they were gonna be fine. If it was not the pacifist android Marcus stuff, then sure. But they weren't. Nobody would have killed those people. They had coats. They're fine. It's just like whatever.
Sure. But then
fuck them.
And then for
I'm here for my own.
For Marcus, I was all pacifist all the way through, no breaking point. Like I was like stern on like, all right, we are staying, we are 100%.
That's cool, but then you end up being like a little pushover. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to show. I still had the pacifist run at the end, but I still had that part where it's a badass action scene. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
It's really good because it starts off as you're fighting the police officers and you're not killing them, you're just beating them up, and then something happens with how North is the female.
Yeah.
She's fucking bloodthirsty. Then she does something where she kills someone, and then Marcus is like, "Fuck it," then he just starts killing motherfuckers. And I'm like, "Whoa! I didn't want this. I just wanted you to beat him up." And he just starts shooting head. But it doesn't matter. At the end, I was still pacifist.
I was strictly pacifist, but every time I would talk to people, I would be very determined about it. So the very first part of his speech, I was like, "Y'all had us as slaves. You guys kept running over." Like it was still like a mix of like of determined, but also calm at the end. Like, I would always start off like a very harsh. So like that guy when the guy like meets you in the middle for like that talk.
Yeah,
I was very direct with him. I'm like, no, we're not standing down. We're gonna die here if you need to.
Yeah, I got fucking.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
Fuck that dude. The only good human character in this game was fucking Hank. Like everybody else was.
Well, Rose is great.
Rose is good. I forgot about it. You're right. The son was a little dick, but for me at least, he
redeemed himself with me.
Yeah. I think he probably just does that. Period.
Yeah.
Unless you get fucking caught by the cop. I guess the cop was kind of cool. He wasn't a dick. He was just doing his job. By the way, the cop that shows up to Rose's house, same guy that plays Paco, and also he was in Beyond Good Two Souls. I was gonna say
Beyond Good and Evil.
Same guy that plays Paco. He's always in those games too. It seems like just has small roles. Overall,
and I fucking love the Connor scene because as soon as it set it up, as soon as they're rolling around, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be interesting because it's gonna be that kind of like.
I called that.
No. Again, this is not the most groundbreaking game, but it hits the cliches and it does them well.
It does them well because I think Hank sells that better because you can kind of tell Hank already knows who it is, kind of.
Yeah, because he's asking directly.
It's so obvious because that other Connor is a fucking idiot. It's just. He couldn't even emulate a human. He's like, I would have said that too. I would have said that. Like the other Connor.
That's what I like though. Is that right? Because Connor like is a deviant now, right?
He's a deviant and he has emotion.
I did roleplay that though, as I did. My girlfriend was asking me, she's like, "Why are you so hard-strung about letting Connor admit he's a deviant?" Like I was always very much like, "I'm not a deviant. I'm not a deviant. I'm not a deviant." Until you met up with Marcus, and then in which case I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a deviant."
I'm a deviant.
Yeah, so I very much roleplayed him that way, but I don't know. Yeah. I like the way I like and I
like that scene, but it's still cliche.
No, very much. It's 100% cliche.
Dude, that's some shit you'd see in a fucking like a Spy Kids movie.
Yeah. But it was fun. Like as soon as it was setting up, I was like, all right, that's a fun scene.
It is a fun scene, and it's really well done, especially when Hank finally shoots the other guy, and like just he does his usual Hank shit.
That's funny because I thought I was getting conned hard. Because I didn't know anything about the son, so I was like, oh fuck, and I answered a question. I'm like, oh fuck, maybe he doesn't have a son. Or I just started questioning myself. I'm like, maybe that was a trick question. Maybe this is the wrong Connor. I was thinking like all grandiose, and I was like, no, I just guessed lucky.
You guessed lucky.
But I do also want to say is I love the scene where they do break out and beat deviants, like that kind of whole like cutscene where it's like they're like like breaking into wireframe and doing all that. Thought that was a cute little thing too.
That was cool, but there was no consequence to it because you just like, but which is fine. But I like the idea. I just wish I do like that Marcus has been doing that the entire time. Then Connor does it once. I'm like, oh yeah. He does it like once or twice. I'm like, yeah, there you go.
Connor,
because they all have their distinct features. Connor has his what does he have? He has something distinct. What does he have? Someone help me. He has something distinct, but Marcus has that, and then Kara has something else. I don't know. It's like 1 o'clock. It's like, they all have something distinct about them. I know they do for a fact.
Sure.
Like a gameplay feature. I'm too tired to fucking think about it anymore.
Yeah, so I was gonna say something, so you got me distracted trying to think of what it was that you were talking about.
What does Connor have? Connor has something like distinct. What the fuck does he have? Huh?
The coin is the only thing that comes to mind.
No, I'm talking about gameplay wise. He has something distinct about him that you don't do with anybody else. I feel like.
I don't know.
I guess like the investigation stuff.
Sure.
Like whenever you're like finding clues. Oh yeah, the fucking reversing the thing, like and finding the clues.
Right.
All right, I don't know what Kara is. Kara has something. I know she does.
Gun.
Well, everybody had gun.
I will say, Connor was definitely one of the ones that killed people. Like especially like
Connor said fuck that when he went to CyberLife. He just started killing
he did a
Captain America Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that's exactly what I say. Winter Soldier where he was chilling there.
Dude, when they walked into the fucking elevator, I'm like, I was like, anybody want to get off?
I wish he said that. Well, just give it a reference. Fuck it. But
I love Connor. I thought Connor was great. I totally understand why everybody really liked this character, and why he was nominated that year. Because I was like, really, he was nominated, like the actor. Not that I thought he was bad from all the trailers. I was just like, of all the three characters, I thought the other two.
You would think Marcus would, right?
Like, yeah, Marcus or even Kara, because she was a big part of the origins of that game.
Right. You're good.
It's too long.
No, I also like Connor a lot too. I liked honestly. I was actually surprised at how much I enjoyed this game. Honestly, like
me too, because I like Quantic Dreams a lot, but I do not like Beyond Two Souls.
That's what I was saying. I thought they were like
Beyond Two Souls completely fucked it all up. Like I really like that.
I know Indigo Prophecy was well received. I really liked Heavy Rain, and aside from me getting spoiled, whatever. I mean,
it's not. I'm not gonna say it's a good story, but that game was fun for the time.
Again, no. The stories aren't groundbreaking, but they're good.
No. They're fun.
And then Beyond Two Souls, I gave that a shot, like ignoring everyone. Like I was like, all right, whatever. What people say, whatever. I couldn't get through that game. But
the best parts about Beyond Two Souls is whenever it's Willem Dafoe and the young version of Ellen Page. That's it.
Sure.
Because it's like there's actually like a father-daughter kind of relationship going on that's actually well done. But there's not enough of that, and also they fucking completely squander it later, where they have. I don't want to spoil it just in case you do play it, but
I might end up playing it.
They squander it. Yeah, they squander it completely at the end. I'm like, wow. And there's like no choices in that game, by the way. That game kind of actually. There are. I shouldn't say that, but like it takes the Heavy Rain choices and then like takes away about 50% of them.
Sure.
And it's very straightforward for the most part, at least.
But
you only really play one character. Well, two characters, I guess. Technically.
But I was worried about this going in. But I was like, but you know what? That first scene was so well done. Like that was a great start. I think that was a really strong start to like get me into it. Because I was like, I wasn't dreading it, but I was like, I don't know if I'm really up for this kind of game right now. Like sure, but
I can understand why they kept showing that one scene at like every Sony event for the last few years.
It was a really good scene.
It's a good scene, and that is a great example of that flowchart system where you could get your character killed right there. You could die right there. You can have the little girl die too. The robot could take the little girl and jump off. You could do so much there, and I think that's a great example of the kind of choices you can make. And sure, it's not amazing, but still,
one of my favorite fucking moments I laughed so fucking hard at was when you were taken off the case and you're like, all right, Connor's like, I need to go down there to go get evidence, and you're like,
the romance line.
No. Hank's like, we were off the case, and Connor's like, please just let me get some time. And it's like, all right, here, fuck it, here, you got, like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. Yeah. Immediately you walk out, and you could kind of like, you could L1 for a second, I had to hurry though, so I only watched it for a second.
me too.
By L1, and you see Hank just walk over to him. I went back like, I gotta hurry, and all you hear on the subtitles is, "You piece of fucking shit," and you hear him start fighting him. I'm like, Hank, you beautiful bastard, you fucking incredible.
I love it. I love Hank.
I love
one
him.
thing I do want to say though, I didn't really watch the fight or anything. I just heard it while I was walking.
Yeah, that's
there.
what I did too.
I do love the next time you see the FBI agent has blood. He has a bloody
He
nose.
is fucked up. Yeah.
Like, how you fucked him up.
Yeah, that's
Don't
so
fucking
fucking good.
Yeah.
All right, David. What's another thing you want to rant about?
Oh, so maybe this is because
Holding it.
I just didn't find out how. But how the fuck did Simon live through all that shit?
That's what we just said. We
I don't know.
weren't sure.
We're talking about that's one plot hole. Like we don't.
Yeah, so I zoned out. I'll be honest, I fucking zoned out through that whole thing. But
where you find out, I have no idea, but I don't think so.
But yeah, that was one of those weird moments where I was like, so, fuck.
Yeah,
But yeah,
not that Simon's a great. Well, that's one thing I do kind of like about the game is that all the androids. Obviously, there's multiple different versions, so you see a lot of Marcus androids. You see a lot of car. At times, you can see Kara androids like that look like Kara. Same thing with Simon. Simon was the same guy in the beginning that was taking the girl hostage.
Yeah.
So I do like that. So there's like kind of like a mystery. Like, is this actually Simon or is this like a?
Sure.
I was thinking like they captured Simon.
That's what I was saying with me and Connor at the end, because there was some ambiguity, right? There was like a little bit of hinting of ambiguity at the end, especially when you had that whole like trigger at the end where they're like, did you have that at the end?
Oh, with Connor, you mean?
With Connor and Amanda at the very end?
Yeah, Connor. Yeah, because she didn't like me at the end.
No, Amanda was betrayed.
But because I didn't execute the one android, the guy, the fucking.
I didn't kill any androids.
Yeah, but you got that too, where he said, "I always put an emergency exit."
Yeah.
Yeah, so that I got out of there. But there was that thing where because he had the gun out and stuff, and he put it away, but he kind of still looked like there was something wrong with him at that point. So it was like a little ambiguous.
But then they had the post credit.
Yeah, the post credit scene where he just gives Hank a hug, a big old hug.
That was a good way to end it, though. Like that was like, all right, they're partners.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got all good happy endings either way. So.
Yeah, I lost Luther, but that was like a sacrifice.
Oh yeah.
That was sacrifice.
I got a good ending
to it. Yeah.
I like Luther, but a lot of his performance is just looking at the two girls and going, smiling.
Yeah.
I like Luther, but he's just like the gentle giant kind of character. He doesn't have much of a personality.
No, but the fact that he kept trying to save you guys all the time and how much like Alice loved him, I was like, I got to keep trying to save him.
And also, it makes sense for his model of android because he even said he was just like built for picking heavy shit up pretty much. So he wouldn't have a lot of things to say, but I mean everybody's supposed to have their own personality. I don't know. And we can get into the whole like why does everybody have their own personalities or whatever when they're all like built to be one specific thing, and
there's a whole like if you want to get into that, but
RA9, that whole thing they don't really even discuss.
Yeah, that's the one thing I really they say it's like God. But
I think it's just supposed to be what the code is for the deviancy. That's what I was thinking. Like that's how you have an error code like 404 or whatever. That's the RA9.
They put 404 everywhere.
Yeah, they do put 404. But that's what I was thinking what the RA9 thing is.
Sure.
Because when Connor's becoming deviant, the thing that keeps going up that says you're I forgot. Whenever you do something,
stability
your stability, yeah. But at the end, it says RA9. It keeps saying RA9 all over. I'm assuming that means it's an error code.
Yeah,
it's probably just an error. But
with that said, I think we're
I mean, I kind of wanted to go through a lot of the different choices we made, but I guess we kind of already did that anyway with David because we learned a lot about what he decided to do very early on in the game. The car got hit by a truck.
before her story even met up with anyone else.
Marcus got blown up, I think, and then Connor, I don't know, tripped and broke his android.
I think Connor
and mine fought off against the other Connor, and I was trying to save Hank. So I did the bluff of like, nah, fuck that. I don't give a shit about Hank. He was like, oh fuck, he's really gonna kill him. So Hank looked like he was fighting the guy off. So I'm like, maybe I have enough time to quickly start the conversion of the androids. So I did that and got both of us killed.
No, so I also did a bluff because I thought Hank would know, and then he was like, "No, I don't." And then it paused for a second, but then I went to shoot him, and so I shot him, and we shot each other. and then we got into a fight. So that's how we and then Hank was able to get away from that.
Mine was just like saved Hank. I was like, is it save Hank? I'm like, save Hank.
Yeah, every single time was always save Hank.
Because I saw save Hank first, and I didn't even see what the other thing was. So
Yeah,
it's just
okay.
circle.
Save Hank or continue playing game.
Is it save Hank or save Hank and complete the mission? I was like, nah, save Hank.
Save Hank.
But wait.
I think Gore and I played roughly the same though for the most part. I think.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Because we both had pacifist runs, and we both had a
I
very
wanted-
caring Kara.
Yeah, very caring Kara, which that's a fun.
Kara was like.
say that 10 times fast. Very, very caring Kara. Very.
All right.
Say it twice.
No, the only my Kara was very calculated. Like she was very, she was very calm. Always kept cool.
Me too.
And she
whenever Luther was just like, oh, we gotta shoot him. It's like, don't calm down. Everybody calm down. Let's calm down.
Everybody calm down.
Like, everybody and she would always like come up with schemes. Like whenever the shop or whatever, the little like 7-Eleven place, you have to get money to go to the hotel or the motel. By the way, the motel looks exactly the same as the fucking one in Heavy Rain. Also, the neighborhood that Alice's dad lives in looks exactly like Ethan's neighborhood. Just want
maybe those are Easter eggs.
I think those are because there's all right. This is so stupid. There's a part where the North character is bouncing a ball against a wall, and it looks like the exact same animation as when Norman Jaden's playing that little brick ball game on his little VR headset thing. Yeah. I don't know why I recognize that. I'm sure it's not the same one, but it's just like I thought it was an Easter egg.
Maybe.
And also the guy named Manfred is the same. Like there's a Manfred in Heavy Rain, so the old guy with the clock store. So and Manfred is not a common last name, by the way.
But I slept in the car that night. But so my thing was like, yeah. So I slept in the car. There was no consequence to it, but
okay.
But it was.
I'm sure there's no consequence for the.
I was worried. I was worried. Yeah, I don't think so either. But it was very much two things. It was calm, collected, and smart about things, and kind of quick-witted, and also everything that Alice would want, I did. So if it was like anything, like I didn't steal. I was like, oh, Alice is gonna be like probably get upset.
I stole the clothes because I was like, I gotta like.
I didn't want to steal for Alice.
And I took the tickets. That's about it. Though.
Yeah, I didn't steal either because I thought it was bullshit. That was my only option was to fucking steal.
What was the highest rating you had for what did it say for Alice at the end?
I don't know. I'd have to look again.
I think mine was family, so I'm assuming that's.
Yeah, she was trusted for me, but I got her killed.
Family, I still did that stuff. So I was.
Yeah, it was family. North was lover.
Lover, yeah. Even though I'm assuming.
No, North hated my ass.
Of course.
No, but I never went when. Yeah, it was funny. Well, no.
That's weird.
Because he went pacifist. Remember, he went pacifist and died in there.
I went pacifist too.
Yeah, no, she fucking hated me.
Like that one time where you riot. That was like it.
I was kind of playing both sides enough where I was like, for example, like I stole the keys for the garbage truck when we broke in there. I didn't kill anyone in there.
Oh, did you go back for Simon? Because she really hated me after that.
I didn't go back for Simon.
Yes, I did.
So I went back for Simon.
No, I did.
And she really fucking hated me after that.
When you get shot?
When you get shot? Yeah, I did.
No, I went very much against her, but I also played it to like I was very determined.
Well, I made sure to exactly. I made sure to say, yo, I'm a ladies man, so I know what they like. So,
I know what the ladies like.
I know what the lady androids don't know anything about life.
Shoutouts to Sergeant Joxton. You remember that line, David? I know what the ladies like.
Oh, the ladies like.
Anyway,
and it says big chocolate, but they took that part out.
All right, I think we'll wrap that up there.
All right, so I do want to say, I'm assuming with Marcus, you can romance any of those three characters, right?
I don't know.
I'm assuming so. Can you? Because can you romance Simon? That'd be hot. Anyway, we're on to there.
No, so we'll give a quick shout out. So,
shout outs to David Cage, the best writer in video.
To David, the Big Dave, liking that game enough.
Big Dave Cage.
So
fuck David Cage.
What I will say is next week will be our final wrap up for season 1. Season 2 will begin October 15th with PT, and we will we'll be spinning things up a little bit. So hopefully by then we'll have a couple surprises in terms of production value when it comes to the podcast. So let me pull out the dates again for the games that we have here.
Yes.
Shit.
and next week's podcast will be shorter. I will guarantee it right now.
My name's not.
Yeah, because we've had a couple back-to-back really long ones.
Or maybe it's.
Oh yeah, the production. Yeah, Green Super Flash. I agree. I do love every environment in Detroit. I thought it looked great.
It's a gorgeous-looking game. I'll give it that.
Except the hair. The hair is bad, especially on Hank. Whew, it's like a block of.
Yeah, it's like Leon's hair in Resident Evil 4.
Gore.
What's Enslaved's full title again? It's Enslaved.
Odyssey to the West.
Odyssey to the West.
And by the way, when I was saying it's based on a story, it's based very loosely on the Journey to the West story. Very loosely. It's like it wasn't even really fair for me to bring that up, but
I'm excited to play that.
It's a great game. I love
with
it.
that said, again, next week will be that, and we'll be talking retroactively about every game. Probably give almost like a mini 5-minute reflection on the past games. Talk about maybe we liked them more in hindsight, less in hindsight.
Okay.
We talk about a few more things too that I will show the guys later on. With the dates, October 15th begins Season 2 with PT, and October 29th with Silent Hill 2. November 26th is now Enslaved Odyssey to the West. December 24th is Grim Fandango, and January 29th is No Man's Sky. Green Super Flash says, man, I really want to play Fable 2. Fable 2 will probably be back.
I think Fable 2 will probably
it'll be a Def Jam scenario.
I think it'll be my February.
Fable 2 will probably pull a Thanos and say Fable 2 will return. I'm sure that will.
It might be my February. So we'll see.
Yeah, we got a couple months for that, so we can announce that later on. But I know David and I were excited for Fable 2 as well, so I'm sure they'll be back. And then so Ranksters Tuesday. Me and David playing Halo on Sundays. BRP at bluerupees.com if you want to chime in with some suggestions for games or thoughts on some past games too. If you have any thoughts on any of the past games, on
keep them to yourself.
On what we've done. In fact, let me see if I can pull up a quick list of everything we've done before we head out here, so I can give everyone a quick reminder of what we're doing. Is Gore is Enslaved back compatible?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm playing on Steam. I don't give a fuck.
Oh well, good for fucking you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no choices in the game, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's a good consistent story.
Actually, that's not true. There is a good.
All right, so I think.
Where am I lying?
All right, so I think these are all the games. Detroit Become Human.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go in out of order too. Barkley, shut up.
I think I remember a lot of them. Undertale was the first one.
No, I got it. It's gonna be out of order.
Okay.
Unless you want to go for it.
I know. I Undertale, Dead Space, Limbo. No. All right, you go.
All right.
Wait, no, I do got it. I got it.
Okay.
No, I got it.
All right. Barkley, this is in alphabetical order. Barkley, Shut Up and Jam Gaiden, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, Chrono Trigger, Dead Space, Def Jam Fight for New York, Detroit Become Human, Doki Doki Literature Club, Frog Fractions, God of War, 2018, Gone Home. Did we do Gone Home?
Yeah. No. What?
No, that's in that thread from the first time we tried doing this show.
Get that shit the fuck out of here.
Yeah, David's gonna love that game, right? God of War 2018, Inside, Nier Automata, Shadow of the Colossus, Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, The Last of Us, Undertale, Watch Dogs 2, and What Remains of Edith Finch. That is your season 1 of Games Gone By. If you have any thoughts on any of those games prior, shoot them to at brp@bluerupees.com. And let me type that into chat. bluerupees.com. In the description for this video, if you want another quick reminder, I will post the actual full list of Games Gone By stuff, so you can copy and paste it. If you have a quick review on every game, we'll gladly read it on the podcast. That'll be a big send off to season 1. I think a very successful season. I think we've done very well. I think that was more games than we thought we'd do.
For sure.
That's like 19 games, I think, for season 1, which is pretty crazy. Overall, pretty well. I think we had a good spread of people either liking a lot of games or hating a lot of games. No one really. Yeah. I don't think anyone despised a game. I go with despise.
Hey, I don't think I hated a single game.
I think it's true, actually.
Name one.
You would have hated Nocturne.
Even Barkley at an 8. I'm like,
You would have hated Nocturne if it happened.
Oh, for fucking sure.
So, yeah, again, we were going to go through some fun facts, go through our thoughts in retrospective, maybe some changed thoughts or what we liked more. All that fun stuff. And I don't know if it'll be a short episode. We'll keep... Assuming no big news happens, I imagine we're going to probably get some more big news because video games these days. But we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll try.
I mean, Tokyo Game Show is still going.
Yeah,
so.
Tokyo Game Show we got like fucking 17 more days of. And then...
it's only for the rest of the week.
But yeah, so I don't know if I'm promised a short episode, but we'll see what we do. But I think that'll be a fun episode to kind of send it all off on. With that said, thank you for watching.
Hell yeah.
Fuck you. Go to hell.
Go to
Give
bed.
us a like, comment, subscribe, and a copyright strike.
Yeah, send us the cover because you could just do that. Man, that would be a YouTube dream if you could just start sending copyright strikes to people you don't like Depunked. What's her name again?
Samuel to Geek.
The Rondels show you.
Yeah, it's David.
All right, goodbye.